Hey guys, welcome to my part 2 of my Dead by Daylight review. Today we will be looking at some of the killers. If you haven't watched my first video, it is covering the survivors as well as some general things within Dead by Daylight. So if you haven't watched that one, what is Dead by Daylight? It is a survival horror asymmetric multiplayer online game that originally released with just PC, but then they also added PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. And it is basically a 1v4 where 4 players will play in third person to work together to repair 5 generators, power 2 doors, and escape the evil killers. There are many different killers you can play as, but today we will be starting off with the Hillbilly. Now, you also have this for the survivors, but you have your 4 perks, and when you start the game, you'll probably only have 1, but you will eventually unlock better ones, and you can get a lot of different builds and customization. Some of them synergize very well with each other. Some work very well on certain killers. You'll have a lot of options. Then you have your offering, which goes away in the game, but you can get some that'll be like more points. You can do it where you'll prevent chests appearing for the survivors. You can even get some crazy win, huge advantage type items like this, where once you down a survivor, you can just execute them after you've hooked them at least once. So it is very OP using this one. It kind of makes the game not fun in a way, but maybe sometimes you had a bad game against some survivors and you just really want to kill them. So those can be fun. And then if you really like some maps, or you just really like a certain killer on a certain map, or you've just been seeing the same ones over and over, you can get these offerings that will send you to different maps. And if your add-ons, everyone has their unique ability. And for the Hillbilly, it's his chainsaw. So you can get things that will speed up the charge time of their chainsaw. It can make them turn faster, all sorts of things, muffle the sound. There used to be a silent Billy build, they called it, where the Hillbilly could be completely silent. If he got on the cornfield maps, he could just run across the whole map silently, pop up out of nowhere, and just instantly one-shot people. So anyway, let's hop into a game and show you guys what it's about. And we will now play a game as killer with the Hillbilly. Now as killer, you can see the main difference is you are in first person, which does change your gameplay quite a bit. Now let's say a survivor's behind this truck. He could see me right now and I can't even see him. So that is by far the largest gameplay difference between the two. Now this map is very similar to the last, but you can tell it's a little different with the shop in the middle. I can see generators through the walls, and I have a chainsaw. Not every killer has a chainsaw. And I'm gonna say hi. And we got one. Now the chainsaw does one-hit kill anybody. Normally you have to left-click someone twice. And that guy's opening chest right next to me. Okay. He's trying to hide right here. Not the best. Alright. So, not a bad start. I'm just going to let them save that guy. Nearest hook is going to be probably that one. Now he can see that totem right there. See that fiery skull? That is my perk. It's the far right one, bottom right. Now that one will make it so the generators are a little harder to repair. Now I'm gonna let them save them because it's way too early. I don't want to just end the game right away. So one thing as killer, you can see these marks. When survivors are running, these marks will end up everywhere. And that's how a killer can track somebody. Now you might be thinking, okay, it's a chainsaw OP or something. It's good. It is very good, but you can tell when they're looking at you because the character will actually turn their head so you can see that their camera's looking behind them. But right there, he was looking forward, so he was just running without checking to see if I was behind him. So I can see them all healing way over there. Just temporarily, just for a second. So that's going to give me a good guide as to where they are. They're saying hi. I'll say hi too. He's trying to flashlight me. I don't know. That's a good idea. Because he can't really go anywhere. Now, I'm facing the wall in case they want to mess with me. If you do flashlight the killer, they can actually drop a survivor, which can really turn the tides quickly if you have a very good survivor player. Now, this is his second hook, so you see he goes right to struggle, which you'll see in a second. It'll start attacking him. So he can't jump off the hook. A survivor in the first stage, they can jump off the hook. But as we continue to look for more people, a good way to check is just in between the generators and the people on the hook. And they're going to save them. I'm going to go after the Nia, or the Meg. And it can be easy to lose them when they're kind of short and they also have... I don't know why you're doing that, buddy. But when they're short and when you hit them, they get that speed boost. So sometimes it's better just to do the left click. And I hear Meg. I just heard her. Yep, she's just trying to hide, but it's like... I know where you are, so... And they just teleported. So yeah, lag can really hurt a killer. If you have survivors that are running away and they're like running all around you, the lag can just get you killed. So, or not get you killed, but make it so they get away. All right, so we got one down. He's out of the game, so it's 3. They're gone too. Okay, so just 2 left. Oh, is the other one still hooked? Oh no, okay, so it's just 1 person left. Unless Neon Cyclone's still in the game. Okay, yeah, so 1 just DC'd, 1's dead, and Neon Cyclone is either hit or is gone. And so if someone's running over there, we can see the tracks. And this is the one player we haven't hooked yet. Spicy Slim Jim 23. Good name, very original. Maybe Spicy Slim Jim 2 was taken. Now they're gonna run me in a circle here. And it might not work. So they tried to drop this pallet on me, which would have stunned me. Now I'm picking up right here without looking. If the other survivor was here and was good, he could drop that on me and that would make me drop them and get stunned, which would be a pretty big swing. So we do not know where Neon Cyclone is. Neon Cyclone 719, sorry. Sorry for saying your name wrong. And ideally, he will be the good teammate and he will go save his hooked teammate. We'll see. But we're looking for him in the meantime. We should hear him if we get near him. Since he's still wounded, he probably hasn't used self-care or doesn't have it. That is a very nice perk to have as a survivor. That is on Claudette's tree. So if you see that in the shrine, make sure you pick it up. Otherwise, just level up Claudette until you get it. So I'm giving him plenty of time, plenty of space to save his teammate, but he has yet to do it. You can do it, little guy. Go save him. So I might just start chainsawing, see if I can find him. Oh, we see Marks. He's over here. There he is. He's running. And he ran into the chainsaw. So, that is it. His teammate is on the hook. And that is it. We are playing Michael Myers on Haddonfield, his own map. That is lucky. All right, so Michael Myers. How does this killer work? Well, he has a sort of stealth ability. Now, if you see at the bottom left, he has the 1 in his icon at the top right. And in this state, I don't go very fast. I believe he's slightly slower than survivors in this state. But he has no red aura in front of him, so It's much hard. Like if he could just come around the corner and catch a survivor completely off guard like this. And so they're like, okay, we gotta go. Now, he stalks though by slowly moving and staring at his prey. Now you can see the bar at the bottom left going up. And I heard her, she's still here. So I'm ideally gonna get this bar up to 2. Okay, so now I go pretty much the normal speed of most other killers. Now if I can stalk him up to level 3, or her, or them, I'm not assuming any genders here. Now once that bar hits full and that turns into a 3, Michael Myers will have a huge terror radius, so the heartbeat will be very loud and much farther for most survivors. And he'll have a higher attack range, and he will one-shot instead of the typical 2-shot on survivors. So I went pretty far there, all the way around the bush, and got to him. So this lasts, I believe, about a minute without any special perks or add-ons. So this will last for a little while. You can see the white bar slowly draining like somebody like an hourglass. They're working on this gen. I think they're still here. Yes, they are. And since we're still in the Evil Within 3, we have a very long range. We may have still gotten him even without it, but definitely with this. So we are going to hook him right here. Now, because I have this one perk, I don't have to break the generator. It is already broken and regressing. When Myers is in this state, you really do want to be very careful. Okay, it is over, so they can now kind of run more freely. And we found one of them. This is the one we just hooked. The other one could still be nearby, but we don't know. No point looking. Okay, I think they're in this room. Okay, they left through the window. And it's easy to follow them, not just with the tracks, but the blood. Try and follow the blood. He actually ran right by his teammate, which isn't what you want to do typically. And they're going for the pallet, which is actually over here. I'll drop it. I'm actually just going to let them go, get some stalking. I saw his teammate right next to him. So we know where 3 of the 4 are. Now we know where all are. So I'll stalk them. Let's see about how much I get. Okay, we know where 3 of them are. Nice. And then we keep chasing. And this is mainly what the game is. The survivors are playing cat and mouse, running away the whole time, trying to repair the generators to escape while the killer is doing his killing. Now, you might run into a group of survivors that are a team that have played a lot and are pretty good. They might feel like the killers if you're playing the killer. They can really sort of abuse the killer, use the pallets. They know the map very well. They can run around, flashlight, save their teammates. They can. You'll be amazed at what survivors can actually do in this game. And there have been a lot of nerfs and buffs to both sides over the years. I don't know exactly what state it is in at the moment, but the balance is probably decent after 6 years of tuning. Killers can go through windows. Now we're not finding anyone, so they're either all together or they are doing a good job sneaking. It becomes a lot easier once there's less generators up because, of course, less areas for the killer to check. So we can hear a generator. It's not that one. Okay, so it was this one out here that was already finished. So that's the one they did. We don't hear anything in there, so probably no one. They must all be together. Our hex totem is still up. That's what that little red aura is over there. That is what my top perk is. So while this totem is alive, if it even is alive, but while this totem is not destroyed, just hidden right there, all the generators will regress automatically when they get off of them. So this Nia is trying to hide right here. She really is not doing the best job, but we will give them a nice little metal hook. Nothing personal. I'm walking through a pallet. You shouldn't really do that, but there's no one going to be there while I have the one-shot ability up. So they're hooked, and we see another survivor. It looks like they're okay. You don't want to isolate yourself like this in a corner. It just makes it very easy to get caught. You have a huge radius, huge lunge range with this Evil Within 3. I still have I don't know, 20 seconds of it. So I'm just going to hook them on the hook they just removed him from. And then they went right to that Jinn, so they are probably so close. That one ran off. There could still be one hiding. Yep. Nice. Ace. Ace, my man. Rebel Cowboy. 8848, sorry. Rebel Cowboy 8848. Alright, we just heard footsteps. Someone's close. So if you listen very closely to the audio, it'll give you a huge advantage. Obviously he's been running, so we know that they were just here, but we did hear the footsteps, so we were aware. So the other one was... Actually not sure where the other one went. But they're hiding right here. It's not... Sorry. I'm not a nice killer. I'm sorry. You will get some games as Survivor where the killer actually just wants to farm. They will literally just like hit you, then have the teammates heal you, then hook you, then unhook you, and then everyone gets out and yay, happy, we all live. Those games aren't very fun. Some people do that though to get the points, but you know, play the game for what it is, trying to have fun playing the game. And this isn't good for them. One's running, one's not. So we'll get the one running. Maybe we'll let Ace live. Maybe Ace, maybe this is some sort of holy Ace. Okay, we don't know where he's hiding. We don't see his head right there. We'll just run off. We didn't see anything. We didn't see that either. Wait, did we? Wait, we did see it. Now we'll get the Ace. So with this game, there are many ways you can play it. You can kind of play very altruistic, save your teammates, like this guy is doing. I mean, he didn't even run very far. He was just staying very close by so he could save him as quickly as possible. But if you're not getting the generators done, you're all dying. And as you can see, there's still 4 of the 5 left. So it is something to keep in mind. But it's fun. If you're playing the way where you just try and let no one die, you're going to get the best games out of it. So I would recommend playing like that, but sometimes you just got to be like, okay, we just got to win partially. Try and get a couple people out. Okay, they just pointed, so they're pointing at me or their teammate. You will see some survivors turn on their teammates when they are facing the Reaper. I don't even know what Michael Myers' actual title is. The Shape? Yeah, the Shape. So, when you see the Shape, point to your teammate. Try and get the Shape to get someone else. That's not a bad strategy. You might notice how I kind of turn around quickly when I pick them up. Some survivors could be hiding close by, and if you quickly turn, it's harder for them to run right in front of you and get the flashlight save. So that's just a habit I kind of developed. But ideally, you do it facing a wall. And there is just one more survivor besides this one. X Alley Arsenic X. And we know where they are. We might see them walk up right here, or they're going out the back, or they're just going to stay below. I think I hear them. Yep, we hear them. They're running out. So we're not going to waste time breaking the pallet. Hopefully they're over here. Yes, they are. And this should be the game. Now, you might be thinking, oh, there's still 3 generators up. You know, you can mess with them a little bit or whatever. But once everyone dies except one, a trap door will open. And this trap door can allow one person to escape. So that is one reason to not just troll your opponent and waste their time. So that's that. Now that they're both hooked, they're gone. The two are sacrificed. They were just here. So right now, the trapdoor is open. You can see the icon at the bottom left, 3 generators, and then the trapdoor icon. You'll hear this kind of whooshing noise, this windy noise. If they find it, they can jump in and they win. Now, if the killer finds it first, the killer can actually shut the trapdoor, and with it, the game. We'll see if we can find the trapdoor real quick. Maybe we'll let them go. See how quickly they could have found it. So they're running this way. They would have probably gone maybe over here. Yeah, so they probably would have made it. So I could just hook them in the game, or I could actually look for the trapdoor and drop them on it. You can do whatever you want. For the sake of time, I'll just end the game for both of us. So that is our killer match, guys. There are many killers. I would like to show you them all, but that is just a ton of time. Wow, here's the trapdoor. So I could have just dropped them on this. And once you shut it, it starts this bar at the top. And once that bar runs out, everyone in the game except the killer will die. So you can save yourself a lot of time. Because in the old days, someone could just camp and run away and just be super annoying. And then you would maybe quit as the killer even though you won. So good changes by adding the trapdoor, the timer, the killer being able to shut the trapdoor. So a lot of good changes. This game 6 years later is still very good. One other thing I wanted to show you guys, as if you're playing this game a good amount, you definitely want to maximize your blood point spending, as certain things on the Bloodweb can range from 3,000 up to about 7,000 points. And if you're not doing the web in the correct way, you could level yourself anywhere from 10 to 50% slower. So first we'll take a look at a sort of mid-level character, level 26 right now on the Blight. Now, you'll see there's 2 perks right now, and the second one perk is taken, the entity will instantly eat the other one, and you won't be able to get it. So in the case of this web, we're going to go for this one first. Neither one's necessarily that great. This one's can be good, but more situational. So we're going to go for this one first, because once we take this, it'll spawn here, the entity will eat this, and it'll move one over, eating the 6,000 one, but it will also eat the one linked to it for 5,000. So we're going to take it like this, pops up here, and then we're going to just go ahead and take this one. See, it eats both of those. Now, typically the web, it will now eat the farthest one out, which in this case will be the placebo tablet. So once we take this, it's going to randomize to one of these 2, and hopefully it randomizes the pustula dust, as we can save 1,000 by going for the other one. Okay, it did not. It just randomized that one. So we take that and then we get the level. Now, as you get higher level, like I said, like you pick a level 50 character and you keep leveling them, the webs will get larger. And in the case of this one, there are actually 4 perks. Right here, Whispers, Discordance, and no one escapes death. So also big items to watch out for is ones like this, Survivor Pudding. You'll get double blood points for the game. Extremely worth it. Always get this no matter what, unless you really want to get some perk you've been waiting for on your web. Also, Bloody Party Streamers are basically the same thing, but better because it can help allies if you're playing with survivors. So we definitely have to get this. And in the case of this web, we could get a lot cut off if it goes to this one, as it'll eat here, and it'll travel here and eat off the 6,000, and then it'll move here, eating basically 8,000, and then it'll eat this 5, and then lastly the 3. So we're definitely gonna go for one of these 3 first. I think we will go for whispers, as I want to get the pudding, and then we could quickly get this one. Okay, so it did start right there. Now I could just eat right here and it'll teleport somewhere else, but ideally it'll probably go here and then eat the 7,000, then the 4, then it'll eat the 6, cutting off the other 4. So best path for us is simply to let it do its thing, and we will get this pudding and this other perk. Taking the 3,000, and it should go here. And now it will teleport. Alright, great. So it went over there. Eats there. And then the next one, it'll eat both of these. And if you guys haven't watched my Survivor video yet, it covers a lot of general tips and tricks for survivors, as well as an overview of the game Dead by Daylight as a whole. If you guys like this content, you want to see more, please leave a like and subscribe for future videos. Thanks for watching. Don't let your buddies die, and stay alive.